I wanted to do a special video on Victoria Nuland's trip to Niger. Here's Victoria Nuland with a handy graphic of the world that she longs to destroy. And, well, here's Niger. I can imagine that Nuland, when seeing these people, and these people, when seeing Nuland, had a kind of visceral reaction to each other. Nuland, because she's pure evil and doesn't see black people as human beings, and them because Nuland is a real example of everything that's wrong with American elitism. I mean, when faced with men like this, what exactly did they think Victoria Nuland was going to do? These are people who will have watched their mothers suffer and struggle, watched their fathers helpless, unable to change the status quo that has made their lives, their children's lives, their families' lives difficult from the day that they were born. These are people who have grown with clear awareness that the minerals, that the produce, that the very bones of their countries have been used to prop up the West for centuries, and yet they have had to live with the constant embarrassment that their countries are poor, their countries have little infrastructure, and to add insult to injury, in the last 20 or so years, there's been a massive increase in French and Western-backed jihadist terrorists that have been making life all but unbearable for them. There is nothing that Victoria Nuland and her ilk can offer to these people that would make them turn away from their freedom. That is the simple reality. There's no amount of IMF loans or World Bank backhanders that are going to make people turn away from the fact that they are already rich. They already have more than you. And what's more, they also have integrity. Victoria Nuland has been left empty-handed in Niger, and I am very, very grateful for that, because this woman and everything that she stands for needs to be told quite firmly that the old ways are not working anymore, and you cannot simply buy your way into other people's countries. I think that the ICC, if it exists at the end of this decade in any format whatsoever, should be focused on finding these sort of economic murderers who go into other countries, who corrupt leaders, who try and force entire nations to capitulate so that their lives may be a little bit easier. I think that that is what we should be seeing as high-level criminal activity around the world. This isn't Mr. Putin evacuating children. This isn't a special military operation which is so confined to military battlefields that thousands upon thousands of people, if not millions of Ukrainians, have gone home for a nice summer break in Odessa this year. The real issues, the real criminals in our society are women like this and what they stand for. Men like Joe Biden, who's more than happy to use his role as Vice President of the United States as a security chip for an energy company so that he can launder money with his son. These are the people that we need to look out for. And to those who say that I'm a traitor and I'm a Putin troll and all the other random stuff that I hear, I ask you, what is causing your lives to be worse? Is it people like me, or is it people like her? Because I can tell you right now, my grandfather fought in the Second World War, and his father before him fought in the First World War, and I don't think it's fair that they did that so that we could be run by the very people that we fought against in those wars. I don't think they did that so that we could fund people with outright Nazi insignia on their uniforms to go and try and attack Russia. And I don't think that they did that so that people like this could take their big bags of printed money and try and get men of Niger to fight their brothers and their sisters in Nigeria or in Senegal or any of the other countries where this woman has been successful in corrupting the government, because that is what this is. And I ask people this: if you're comfortable with the corruption of governments in Africa, would you be comfortable with the corruption of governments here? Because I can tell you right now that these people wouldn't think twice about corrupting the governments of the UK. You can see it happening now. For goodness sake, Sadiq Khan is so corrupted, his face is going white. This is the reality of what is happening for all of us right now, and it's because of women like this. This is what we need to deal with in the world. This is what we need to change if we're ever to move forward. So I'm so glad that the people of Niger have stood against this and everything that she stands for. Your money is not valuable anymore. Your corruption is not worthwhile anymore. And people are finally starting to see through that. God bless them all. I wanted to do a special